Hello, my name is Juan Antonio Sanchez, and this is the video to prove that I've done the practical session last Friday, and I connected the S7 300 with the ET200S and with the 1500 PLC. First of all, we connected the ETS200S to an S7 314 2DP in the lab. The first part, we needed to make sure that the configuration was the right one. According to the station, the teacher gave us the guidelines in order to prepare the program in advance. Otherwise, it's very complicated in 3 hours to complete the whole practical. Well, so when everything is okay and you have the program done in order to do everything, the first thing that needs to be done is to activate the outputs uh, with the output of the ET200S with the input E125.0. This is an input that belongs to the S7300, and the output is in the ETS, in the ET200S. The program is just something like that. In order to make it easier, we send a word, the word 124, that it's composed of 2 bytes or 16 bits. It's sent to this output. The output Q word, the word of the output word direction 5. Well, in the video, it's working, and when I press E, well, this is just to show what is in one side and in the other, and as I'm clicking the button from the the S7 300 direction 124, here you can see that this is the peripheral ET200S, so it changed. This is part 1. Part 2. Using the boards with the DS1X modules, the Profibus address 3, it depends on the station. We needed to recalculate all the addresses, and everything is okay now in the program. So I can just click here in dispositivos y redes, so networks and devices, and here I can find the Profibus addresses of all the devices according to yesterday's setup. So the master doesn't need any direction, but the slaves, if I click on the slaves, it takes some time. The slaves in general, here when I click on the slave general, here direction was 4 for slave 1. If I go to slave 2 and for the same information for slave 2, it was direction 16. Well, to carry on with the explanation, what I need to do is to make a direct start of a motor with a start and stop. when activating stop button or activating the end of the limit switch, that is the thermal protection, if it's not ready, the signal to start the button, it's not going to start anything. So here it is in main. If I go scroll down here, this is an RS set by direction 125.0, and it stops when 125.1. Well, in this case, this is a contact that needs to be ready. So it needs to be on. Yeah, it needs to be on in order to allow this block not to stop the motor, the engine or the electrical motor. So in this case, this is like a close button, and this one is open. So it needs to be the opposite. The logical way of dealing with these inputs is different. In this case, when the thermal protection is okay, then with an open contact, it's fine. Doesn't have any signal in the air. In this case, it's the other way around. When it's okay, then uh, some signal should be passing here, but as it's open here, then it signal stays here until you unpress, or in this case that is a two position switch. You need to open the switch in order to allow current to go through. Well, so then if I press this one, then contactor 1 and contactor 2 starts. If I then it's just a signal, doesn't need to hold the signal. And in that case, if you unpress this one, or the thermal protection goes off, then the motor stops. And well, here in the video program, here you can see that I'm trying that if this one is true, but in this case the second one is more important, because when you have both signal here and signal here, maybe this should be the other way around. I should have used SR instead of RS. Here now I am not pressing S1, so with some signal from these two, the motor should stop. And here we are going to see how the motor moves, or how the contactor, here you have one of the contactor that is now working and the other one. And this is the third part of the program. Let's go back here. Third part, yeah, the tripping signal and stop here. Stop button stops the contactor and the relay tripping signal as well. And this is what happened, what you saw in the video. And now, last but not least, third part of the video was just with a LED light. We need to show that the engine is rotating or is working, and after 5 seconds it changes the rotation, the way the motor is working. So we need a light that shows that the motor is turning right, another one that is turning left, and another one that the engine must uh, and another LED it's on when the motor is rotating either right or left. And for the part that shows that everything is okay for the motor to rotate. This is the timer that is set in 5 seconds, and this light shows that the motor is turning right or turning left. And then here we are going to see, let me see here. Yep. Wait a second. Wait a second. The motor is ready and it's rotating, and this one is rotating right or left, and then it's rotating the other way around. And that's all for the first part of the practical session.